Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, people. Hello and welcome to Footy Judgmo Inquest to Arsenal Football Club today. An inquest to Chelsea Football Club today. Hit the like button, of course, people, if you are watching this now. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. If you're watching this on the replay, make sure to hit that like button before you start and enjoying the show. Let's get to 300-400 likes live. And if you're watching this on the replay, hit that like button. The headlines, I actually want a couple of things. I want this to be a little bit of a different show. I know normally I do an intro and I talk and everything, but I actually want Dayo first to do a little bit of an intro on Arsenal. Since Dayo is my brother, he's always here with me, and I do a lot of shows with Dayo. So I want Dayo to do a little bit of an intro for the Arsenal section before I let Ahmed do the intro for Chelsea.
Yeah, what's to say? We didn't do well enough today. That's it. We did not do enough to win the game, so we didn't deserve the win. I mean, I was watching that game and I was asking myself, if you really want to make a statement. I mean, first I'll preface this by saying the title race is not over yet. It's 6 points. It's 2 games. Anything can still happen. I'm not saying anything will happen, but anything can happen. But today's game, Arsenal did not do enough to win the game. We didn't deserve the win. Of course, I was happy when that Bukayo Saka goal went in, but immediately the VAR came up. I was like, yes, it's offside. I knew it was offside. I just felt we were better than those type of moves where you're going offside. Like you're a better team than that. These are things that you have to. These are the fine margins. When you play a team like Fulham that gave you problems last season, which of course means that mentally you going back to Fulham this season, you have to be prepared. And you're going to go there and make those type of silly mistakes, you know. And the way they cut us through in the first with their first goal and only goal that they scored was ridiculous. So yeah, we didn't do enough today. There's no. So
the headline is Arsenal didn't do enough.
We didn't do enough to win. We didn't deserve a win today with the way we played.
What offside are you talking about? Are you talking about?
Mac, before we go to the Arsenal game, Ahmed, Chelsea intro, please.
Oh no, you mean the offside? Like I said.
I'm talking.
Guys, we'll talk about the games and stuff like this. Ahmed, Chelsea intro.
Okay, go on.
Well, thank you for letting me have the intro. Obviously, listen, man, it's a very good win. Very happy win. I'm very happy with the team today. I think it was showed great resilience going back from the 2, boot errors that we've had. But listen, man, very happy about the team. Very happy about the goals we scored. Was really happy, I think, in particular in the second half, the way we were able to really control the game once we switched up a little bit and went back to something that we do really well. And listen, you got to give the team credit for the goals that were scored, the ability to keep on pushing on and everything like that. So, but some might just say it's just another day at 3-point lane. But hey, we keep it pushing.
Okay, to be honest today, today's show, everyone spoke about Chelsea and title race and talk about Arsenal, all the stuff. I actually want this to be an objective talk. Why Arsenal reverted back to be very slow and lethargic and not good enough from open play? What happened? We're going to talk about Chelsea, people. We're going to talk, or we should start with Chelsea. Are Chelsea that good? Are we sleeping on Chelsea? Can Chelsea win the title? If Arsenal or Man City are doing bad, can Chelsea actually go on and win that title? Maybe before we talk about Arsenal, we need to talk about Chelsea because they're ahead in the table. Maybe. Like, are Chelsea actually that good? Or are we fooled by the position on the table? Are Chelsea there because Arsenal or Man City doing bad? Or are they actually that good? Did they recruit well? Did we all get it wrong about the recruitment? And everything that we said about Chelsea and the money spent, we were all wrong. I want to know that. But maybe. I don't know where the angle to approach this, to be honest.
Did you watch the game?
I did watch both games.
Tottenham should have been 3-0 up in the first 15 minutes.
Okay.
Literally.
But you cannot.
You're not in a title race.
But you cannot say.
In a title race.
But you cannot say that with Kukurea slipping because of bad boots, or the field was a little bit wet.
You can't blame Cucurella. You can't blame Cucurella for the second goal. There's about 3 passages of play after he fell over, where the ball could have been taken away. Look, Chelsea should have been beaten
title race
very comfortably today. They should have been beaten very comfortably. Tottenham should have been 3-0 up in the first 15 minutes, and Son missed 3 golden opportunities to score, and he doesn't miss them often. You were very lucky. Caicedo should have been sent off for a straight red card. Let's be real. Like, let's be real. It was way high. It was a raking tackle. It was out of control. Like, Anthony Taylor, yet again, has cocked up, and I'm sure that's going to get looked at as well. And can we also talk about Arsenal? Like, your first goal was offside. Your first goal was offside. Like,
it wasn't offside.
Saliba's offside.
They drew the lines, Mac. It wasn't offside.
No,
you're looking at his arm. What about his feet?
Robinson's left foot kept him onside.
The left foot kept him offside. The left foot kept him offside.
They use the arm all the time.
His left foot was.
Yeah, his left foot is ahead of the arm, so it wasn't offside.
Way above Saliba's shoulder.
You can't.
It was. Listen, it was close. Listen, it was.
You can't because they literally did the lines.
He did the line and he was onside. We're not going to argue this, Mac. He was onside.
You can't argue that.
That's a factual information. It's either onside or offside.
I think you can, because we got an offside when you couldn't see the person's foot against Arsenal, remember?
No, but they saw the foot. Anyway, I'm not going to argue this. His foot was ahead of Saliba.
Both very lucky. And Chelsea are our main competitors. And
you don't think that Chelsea are your main competitor?
I'm not having all this Cole Palmer crap as well. Like, the guy scored 17 penalties. Like, let's just get beyond this. Like, 16 goals in 2 seasons.
Oh, he's
and 17 assists. Like, that's Darwin Núñez level.
What?
Darwin Núñez has got as many goals and assists in the same 2 seasons. And Cole Palmer's the greatest player on earth right now. No, he isn't. 17 penalties.
You're muted again, Safa.
Surfer, you're muted.
Yeah, you're definitely muted, bro.
Your mic is muted, Surfer.
I don't, listen, I think the argument about the 3-0, I would just have to disagree with that. I think the second goal in particular that you're mentioning, when he slips, the slip happens, the first pass happens, Kulusevski then gets the second pass because he was 1-2 and the players were out of position. So for me, I would have to disagree with that. And I think secondly, whether or not he scores penalties or not, penalties in this day and age, they need to be put away. Someone's got to put them away. And for me, I always value players on both 2 things: what they score for me, but also the way they play. And the way he plays and how he helps our team function, I would have to say he's currently one of the best players in the Premier League at doing that. So,
Ahmed, can I add something to what you just said?
Turned up for a big game, mate.
Ahmed, can I add something to what you just said right now?
Go ahead, bro.
Anybody who complains about penalties, same way they complain about set pieces, are just looking for surface level flimsy excuses. It's part of
the Arsenal fan can talk, can't he? Because that's all you do is set pieces.
Again, you see, this is where I'm going to debunk everything that you're saying. Arsenal has scored 8 set pieces this season, so has Everton. Does that make Everton a set piece FC? Do you know who's next to us? Aston Villa with 6 set pieces. Are they set piece FC as well? Do you realize that Manchester United has 5 set pieces this season? Just 3. We have just 3 more than them. So this narrative that you guys try to build is so surface level that you have nothing to really hold on to, that you come out with all these nonsense, they're set piece FC. Let me give you another stat that you will not realize.
I came out with that. That's the label that you've been given by everybody, not just me. This isn't just me.
Dayo, by the way, we cannot hear Dayo. Go ahead,
Are we speaking about the Chelsea title, or are we going to Arsenal now?
Both. To be honest with you, it's an open floor.
I want
to hear what Dayo has to say about this.
With the Cole Palmer scoring penalties, please, let's stop this nonsense. It's part of the game. We've seen players who have been given those opportunities and they throw it away. The guy wins the penalty, he scored the penalty. It's part of the game. Chelsea right now are cooking. Anybody that wants to say anything otherwise are lying. Chelsea fans need to come out with chest now and say it. If you say that Arsenal is in the title race, or you say that Man City can still come back into this title race, then Chelsea is in a title race. It's either we say that or we say Liverpool has run away with the trophy.
But I want to ask you something. Do you believe Chelsea can win that title, though?
It's not impossible the way they're playing.
It is not impossible. Okay. That is what I want to hear, though. And I want Ahmed to say this. Because, Ahmed, by the way, I'm not calling you out. And I'm not, listen, this is not me trying to put pressure on people. But I am the one who said Chelsea have 0 chances of winning the title because I don't think you have experience, right? I said that. And a lot of Chelsea fans told me, Mo, you're lying. You have 5. No, give us some percentage. We believe we can win the title. And I'm like, I don't think you have experience. I believe that if Chelsea win the Premier League this season, it will be one of the biggest surprises. Maybe not a Leicester, but it will be a massive surprise to me, because that means Liverpool have to completely fall off. That means Arsenal from here until the end of the season have to be crap.
But more,
And Man City have to continue on this form, which is, I don't believe it's gonna happen.
Can I ask you a question? What percentage? What percentage would you give Chelsea?
About 1 to 2%. Let me give you the percentages.
Hold on. So good.
Let me give you the.
Can I
give you the other percentages?
I just want Chelsea's own. So 2% is a chance.
It is a chance.
No, so my point
I gave them before a 0% in the beginning of the season.
So my point.
So you got out 2%.
No, listen to this, Ahmed. So my point is, even if that's all you want to give them, which I give them a larger percentage, right? Even if that's all you want,
5% is good.
It still means that they have a chance of winning it. So this is why when you ask the question, can Chelsea win the Premier League? Because there's a chance they can. Yes. Because
but any team at the beginning of the season have a chance of winning.
No. But Dawood, now let me ask you, Dawood. Sorry, let me ask. This is very good. I don't like monologue. I like to do back and forth.
Yeah.
Dawood, do you think Brighton have a chance?
Every team's got a chance.
Yes or no? Do you think Brighton has a chance?
Part of the top 5 or top 6, I'd say they've got a chance. But
no,
that's
I
like
don't think so. I disagree with you.
If you're saying Chelsea got 1% chance,
I disagree with you totally.
Chelsea's got 1% chance, they've got no chance. I don't get this 1%, 2%, 5%.
No, but that chance increased by time. Let me give you the rundown.
For me, Chelsea cannot win the title with the goalkeeper that they have, with the back four that they have, with the amount of goals that they concede. They cannot win the title. You cannot win the title playing like this week in, week out, every single game.
I'm not mistaken.
We attack. There's no control in Chelsea's games. It's always it's amazing to watch. Absolutely amazing to watch. But in certain games against the teams that are defensively structured and they know how to defend properly, Chelsea will lose quite a few games. Like us, we struggle against teams that play low block against us. Teams that play low block against us, we don't have the creativity to open them up. Like you see the game against today, Fulham, when they played a back 5 with Iwobi basically playing as a wing back, we couldn't open them up. We can't open teams up. Chelsea can't keep enough clean sheets. I think Liverpool have got the balance of both. They can keep clean sheets and they're fluid when it comes to attacking wise. That's why I say Liverpool have already won the title. That's why I've already ruled us out from the title, because this season, it's been too many games where we're not fluid enough. We can't open teams up. We're not fluid in goal scoring. We rely on set pieces, and we can't. That's not sustainable for the whole season. It's not sustainable.
Again, so before you go, Dayo, I just wanted to let me just speak about.
There's a bounce on the back of your man there, who's talking a lot of sense, by the way. The reason why you can't win the title is because you can't go on winning runs. You can't go on winning runs. Arsenal can't go on winning runs. You've never done it. You've never been able to go on winning runs from the last 3 to 4 months of the season, and that's what wins you the title.
But we did it last season.
I want to get Ahmed stake, guys. Ahmed, Chelsea. Ahmed, can I get Ahmed stake?
Ahmed, I need to get
Dayo. Can I get Ahmed? I know you're going to speak for a while.
I'm not 20 seconds.
So what I want to say, you can't. I'm just going to say a quick comment about myself. It's not my own club. Let me just finish.
Don't say that. Don't say we can't go on the run, because that's a lie. You make up these agendas and you try to push them. 18 games.
Dayo, this is going to go back and forth. This is going to go back and forth. I want Ahmed stake
to you year after year.
Go back and forth. Mac, guys, I know Dayo, this is going to go back and forth.
No, I said what I wanted to say about the runs.
Ahmed, go ahead. Arsenal had a brilliant run at the end of the season last season. We're going to come to that, but I want to give Ahmed the chance.
So Ahmed, go on, yeah.
They lost to Villa. Sorry.
I would just say, really, again, with Chelsea, are we in a title race? Yes, of course, currently in regards to the circumstance, I think that's a fair point to make. But whether or not we can finish it, I don't think we can finish it, because I still think there's like 1 or 2 pieces still missing in the current squad for us to finish this, to actually.
Yeah, but January is here, and Chelsea are the only club in the league that are trusted.
All right, thank you. Listen, so what I would say, Mo, is that again, we'll see in January if the club believe that the chance is strong enough, and they believe in the team, they will make those what's it called, transfers happen. But as of right now, though, if I'm speaking about as of right now, you've had my point. I think we are currently in the title race, but I don't think we're going to be able to finish to be able to finish as strongly
So,
as we
Ahmed,
would like to.
That's
Ahmed,
my explanation. That's mine as well. My
Mhm.
opinion as well.
The way you guys are looking at this is funny to me because I look at the league this way. I say to myself, at the beginning of the season, the very first day the season starts, every team has a 100% chance of winning the league because no ball has been kicked. The more games that you cannot lose and you can keep winning games, the more you put yourself in a pole position to be able to win the league. When you start losing games and when you start drawing games and you start tying too many games, that's where you can say, oh, you're dropping off. Chelsea had 100%, like everybody else, chance of winning the league from the beginning of the season. And Chelsea has been playing very, very well, limiting all the losses that they can get and getting wins. To say that they're not in a title race by anybody, and I can understand Chelsea fans saying it because they don't want to make it seem like, one, they don't want to jinx it, two, they don't want to make people come heavy down on them and put pressure. Call a spade a spade. The top 4 teams right now, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, City, are in the title race. Because people will come and tell you City know how to win, they can come back. If City know how to win, they can come back, and they are 2 points behind Arsenal, which means Arsenal is in the title race by their definition. If Arsenal is in the title race, then Chelsea is definitely in the title race. It's that simple. Liverpool, like Dawood said, has the balance. We all agree to that. But at the same time, we will see what happens. There's still a lot of games to play in the season. And whoever wins this season with 4 teams that close at the top, I don't see it being more than 85 or 80.
It's not that close, by the way. Liverpool win the game in hand. They are 9 points ahead of you. It's not that close.
So again, Liverpool.
They're 11 points ahead of Man City.
Hold on.
11 points.
Liverpool this time last season.
That's crazy, man.
Listen, by game week 30, Liverpool was 5 points ahead of Arsenal. By the end of the season, we were 7 points ahead of them. That's a 12.
But they're 11 points ahead of Man City.
Let me finish. Game week 30. Do the maths again. 8 more games to go at the end of the season. Liverpool was 5 points ahead of Arsenal. By the end of the season,
you can go back to last season and everything like that.
I'm breaking.
Can Arsenal get enough points this season?
Let me finish breaking out what I'm saying. By the end of the season, it was the 12 points.
You can break it down as much as you want. The cold hard facts are. No, listen to me for a sec. Okay.
Let me finish. I'm not done. Why should I listen when I'm not done?
Mac, let him finish and then you respond, please. And let Dawood.
I wasn't done. I'm simply saying we've seen teams swing 9-10 points. It's a good position to be in. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it's happened before. So to sit here and say the season is over because they have a game in hand and they'll be 9 points ahead is just jokes. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think it's about the likelihood, though. Again,
okay, can I just break this down in the terms which are statistical and kind of make a lot of sense to people? Whether you believe me or not in the chat is irrelevant because these are just the numbers over the last few years. Okay, what's the highest number we've ever won the league? Anyone won the league? You should know that one, Mo, because it was Chelsea. It was 100 points, wasn't it?
Yeah, and Man City won 100 points.
Yeah,
yes,
100 points.
101.
There we go.
Let's just go off 100 points. Yeah, okay. 100 points. You're 9 points behind us.
Okay? No, six
Sorry,
only.
Six points.
That does it.
Well, we still got 6 points, but then we've got the game in hand. Okay, so say for example we got 24 games left. We have to win 21 games to get to 100 points. Okay, how many games do you have to win to get to 100 points?
I think all games. I think it's
every single game. You can't drop a point.
He's right.
But you're talking about 4 teams
losing 100 points.
Yeah, 100 points with 4 teams.
We might just knock that down to 80.
You're not counting Chelsea and City as well, because when you put them into the mix, that 100 points does not work. You can't do the maths with just Arsenal, who's in 3rd place.
Arsenal are the only team. Arsenal and Manchester City are the only team that can go on winning runs.
That's not how data works, though. You can't.
No.
It is how data works.
One second. Time out. Before you go. No. I'm actually gonna I think Liverpool fans making an actual a good point. I think he's talking about if we look at analytically, who are the current teams that have actually gone on a run. A winning run consistently. Chelsea have not done the last, I would say, three years. You know what I mean? Since probably Tuchel, I would probably make the argument was the last time we went on an actual consistent winning run, and that was in the first half of the season. We haven't done that. It's only you and Man City, and that's why he's using you as actual competition.
So again, that cannot be a basis because here's another reason why it cannot be a basis. In the seasons where they went on a run and got 100 points, there was a 2-horse race. In those seasons, there was nobody else. Listen, hold on. There was nobody else.
You didn't let me finish either. You also didn't let me finish.
Go on, finish.
Okay.
I can hear what you're saying.
Who have you got in your last 5 games?
Go on. I don't know it off the top of my head now.
Well, you've got us. You've got us away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're laughing. What happened last season when I had you away? I'm not afraid of Liverpool.
We got a point. We got a point.
And
Canate missed an open goal.
I think was it Trent missed an open goal as well when he
it was Canate and Trent.
Yeah, that means you weren't good enough to score those open goals.
That's what you're talking about a different team.
Can I just quickly say something? Can I just quickly say something?
When we miss open goals or we score from corners, so you guys can't score open goals. So if you miss an open goal,
the problem is every time
you've also got Tottenham as well.
The problem is every time Arsenal drop points. What we do every time Arsenal drop points is we start doing all these statistics and maths and say Arsenal can only drop this amount of points and then that team can drop that amount of points. We base it on maths. Can we just use eye test and look at the teams? Can we not just use eye test, look at the teams? Are we good enough to win the title? And the answer is no. Is Man City good enough to win the title this season? The answer is no. Is Chelsea good enough this season to go on a winning streak and get 90 points this season? The answer is no. They're too inexperienced. The only team, when we watch the Premier League this season, the only team that's been able to go on a winning run that looks balanced the whole season is Liverpool. We can overanalyze it. We can look at points. We can look at, where can we improve on this and that. Today is a key reason why we cannot win the title. Because we get a couple of injuries. We've got players in our team that cannot score goals. Martinelli cannot score enough goals this season. Gabriel Jesus, it looks useless when it comes on the pitch. He looks like no attacking threat. I don't know what's happened to Kai Havertz. He doesn't look like he can't score anymore. It's basically Bukayo Saka and Martin Odegaard and Inshallah football. We literally rely on.
Can I ask you a question, my brother? Can I ask you a question, if you don't mind? Yeah. Why do you clearly said you're not in the title race. What would you do?
No, we aren't in the title race. We can't win it.
Okay, I understand that. Okay, I get that. I'm just asking you though, yeah. Let's say we come to January. There's maybe a 6-point gap. Like it still remains a 6-point gap. What would you do to help your team actually even gain somewhat of an advantage to at least help you to even edge that gap? What would you do?
The only way the transfer market. The only way we can go on a sustainable long winning streak is to sign a left winger, sign a striker, which highly unlikely we're going to do in January. And that's for us being 6 points behind Liverpool in January. I think we've got about 5 games left until January, 4 games, something like that. So are we able to win 4 games in a row? No, we have to go away to Brentford. Brentford are in form. I think they've won every single game, or I think they've only dropped points in 1 game at home, which is highly unlikely. We're going to go to Brentford and get a win there. We've got Crystal Palace away, where this season every away game we make.
You got Brighton away, but also in the same time in January.
These are the games that I'm looking at.
You've got Crystal Palace twice. Game after game.
Can I ask you a question?
Back to back?
No.
Yeah, back to back.
Let me ask you a question. You said that Liverpool are the only team that look balanced enough to go on to win the league this season. Nobody else, obviously by your standards and what we're playing right now, is good enough to win it. Last season, between Man City, Liverpool, and Arsenal, who was at the top of the league the longest? Who stayed the longest on top of the league table?
I think Liverpool.
That was Liverpool. You've got us on that one.
Who had? So who had? But what I'm doing hold on. Let me. I'm asking you just what you're doing, right? We've seen it happen before. This is the same Liverpool.
But they only had at that point in time, Dayo, if I'm not mistaken. Liverpool can correct me. Was it 4 or 5? We
literally lost our entire 11 injuries.
Literally.
Wait. Let him give his point.
My point again is Liverpool looked so good last season until they had injuries. I'm not saying they're going to have injuries this season. But we saw it happen.
What do you mean? We already have. We've already got more injuries.
Okay, one second. Let him give his point.
But his point is built on the wrong thing. They already injuries.
Konate is out. Is it McAllister injured?
Guys, let him give his point.
Last season's injuries, you literally had like
No. Go back to the original point.
You had like 6 teenagers playing for you for the rest of the end of the season.
Go back to the original point.
I'm coming. I just want to address that real quick. So the injury difference from last season and this season are very different. You still have major players playing right now, key players who are fit right now. Unlike last season where you literally had nobody. I felt bad for you last season because I looked at him and I was like, these guys are literally playing 16, 17-year-olds just to carry them to the end of the season. That's how much injuries you had. There's a big difference. So let's not play, that kind of thing. My thing again is
we beat Chelsea in the cup with them.
My thing is this. Last season,
I know.
Last season, Liverpool stayed on top. Liverpool stayed on top of the league the longest and still did not win the league. to say that because they're on top of the league now, yes, they have a healthy 6-point lead and a healthy 9-point lead, and it could become a bigger lead because of the game in hand, fair enough. But to say that because of that nothing else is going to happen, that nobody else is good enough, I just don't get it. Because I've seen this happen where they stayed on top of the league the longest. It happened to us too.
The reason why I say that.
We talk about the game today first before.
Yeah, but the reason why I said, because Dayo's talking about, we've seen this before. We've seen other teams get their points back, and the title's not over yet. But I do not, after Man City drew against Crystal Palace, they've dropped more points, the same amount of points away from home already this season as they did the whole of last season. Man City, they've dropped the same amount of points away from home this season after what, 14 games, 15 games. They've dropped away from home as much as last season, where now Man City have to go on a ridiculous 20-game winning streak, or they can't drop any more points, which is basically impossible. No team's gonna go on a 20-game winning streak. Okay,
this is what I was bringing up.
Man City out time ago.
Running streak. No team's done it.
Okay, and also last season we drew a total of 5 games the whole of last season. Okay, this season we've already drawn the same amount of games in 15 games. We've already drawn the same amount of games of the whole of last season, which was 5 games, okay? And we've already lost 2 games. So we can only lose 3 games from now to the end of the season and not draw any games to get the same amount of points, which is going to be basically impossible. And the whole of last season, how many points did we get? We got 89 points. So we're not going to get 89 points. We're probably going to get around 80 to 85 points, okay? Which is not going to be able to for us to win the league, okay? So I can't see my club going from what we are now to a team that's going to go on a 15-game winning streak. There's not enough. There's no sample size. We're going to be able to do.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it was 2019 league where Pep Guardiola had the same number of points at this season. At this point of the time in the season,
Hold on. You're not Guardiola, Dayo.
No, I'm not. I'm not speaking for Arsenal right now. I'm not speaking for Arsenal. I'm speaking for those who are saying nobody else stands a chance to win the league. I'm saying Pep at this time, 2019, had the same number of points. But
okay, I'll ask you a question then. Can Man City going to win a streak? 15-game winning streak.
Yes, Man City can go on a 15-game.
Where's your answer based on?
Listen. My answer is based on
no evidence now, but they can. They have done.
With this current squad that they have right now, they're going to 15-game winning streak.
What's the evidence based on? The evidence is based on what they've done in the past. We already know.
All right.
No, I'm saying
are you going to let them win? Are you going to let them win at Arsenal?
This season, one second. This season, with the current squad that they have this season, the current squad, can they go on a 15-game winning streak? And where's the evidence based on?
Are you going to roll over and let them win then? Because that's the only way they can.
So again, you ask
what to your ground.
Guys, one at a time, please. I'm just trying to find some news on Salah.
What you guys are doing, right, is you're trying to make it what will Arsenal do to stop Man City? That's not what I'm doing here. You ask what the evidence is based on. The evidence is based on what they've done in the past. They've gone on winning streaks. We know they can do it. Now you can say
with a completely different squad, with a completely different context. They've got injuries. They've got an aging squad. You can't say because they went on a winning streak last season with a fully fit squad, they can do it this season.
Listen, they have done. Listen, I'm not. I don't. Here's my thing. You said, what is the evidence based on? It is based on the fact that they've done it before. Now you want to bring in context of different squad, different context, different this. Your question was, what is it based on? It is based on the fact that we've seen City be able to go on a run before. So if you ask
so the way you answered it, yeah,
you just answered my question.
The way you answered it, yeah. If Man City lost Haaland, De Bruyne, and Phil Foden to ACLs, and they were all out the rest of the season, and I asked you, can Man City go on a winning streak? Would you still say yes?
If they lost key players, of course not. Just like when Liverpool lost key players.
Okay, so Man City have lost Rodri. They've lost Kovacic. They've got injuries to Phil Foden. They've got some, and you're still saying yes, they're going to win a streak. How does that make sense?
No,
then?
I said I answered your question. You said what would a winning streak be based on? And I said it can be based on the fact that they've done it before.
No, I said with this current squad right now,
with this current squad, it's not important. We've seen them do with other squads.
Come on, Dayo.
Okay,
listen, there has to be realism.
Can I just ask a question?
Let me just finish. So you're really just writing Man City off.
Streamers are all over the place.
I've written Man City off. I wrote Man City off previously. I was on HUSAM stream a couple of days ago before the I think it was Friday night at 5 p.m. I went on his stream and I said Man City are completely out of the title. I said Man City out of the title, and because I've been watching them week in, week out. the way they concede so many goals, they've got an aging team. The Edison's completely dropped out of the team now. They've lost Rodri. Everyone's out of form. Phil Foden hasn't scored in the Premier League this season. Savini hasn't scored in the Premier League this season. They've got too many players that are out of form. They've got Nunes now playing on the left wing because of how bad their wingers have been this season. Man City cannot go on a winning streak. This Man City team this season is written. Bro, you can have bad seasons. You can't. They've won 4 Premier League titles in a row. Okay, they can have an off season. This is their off season.
I'm not saying they can't have an off season, Dawood. Your question was, what is the evidence that City can go on a run? And I said, because they've done it before. That is the answer to that question. We've seen them do it before, so it's not impossible. Now, if you're now going to go into details about talking about which player did what player did what, you didn't ask me, are these players good enough? You said, what is the evidence that City can go on? If you're asking me, are these players of City good enough, then I will give you a breakdown of the players. Your question in its pocket was very simple, and I answered that question. It's like you asking me, what evidence do you have that Chelsea can go on and win the Champions League if they're in Champions League? Because
okay. Can Arsenal win the league? Can Arsenal win the league?
Arsenal can win the league.
Where's the evidence based on?
You just answered your own question by saying you're using Man City as the evidence.
Where's your evidence based
on a run?
Where's your evidence based on that Arsenal can win the league? Where's the evidence based on Arsenal can win the league?
You've been at the top and
because if we go on the same type of run that we went on last season, or the second half of last season,
you bottled it.
Hold on.
You bottled it.
Hold on.
We didn't win the league last season.
And you bottled it the season before.
Can I finish?
That gives you evidence. Literally, you've answered your own question that I asked.
Hold on, Mac. I need guys. Really, guys. I want to get the conversation is actually very entertaining. Actually, Dayo, you're assuming. I'm gonna ask you, guys. We got about 700 people here. We aren't even on 200 likes. Let's get to 300 likes, guys. I'm just going to ask you a question, Dayo. What is your evidence that Arsenal this season, after 15 games, can go on a run like last season? Just putting the facts together before you answer. Even at this time last season, when you weren't as scintillating as the end of the season, you're still winning games. You're still getting over the line. We used to say Arsenal are in control. They aren't playing good football, but you weren't getting points. Go check the number of points you had at this point last season. It was much higher. If I'm not mistaken, it was 8 points than this. Someone can check it, please, for me in the chat.
I think
Game week 15, Arsenal. Everyone was calling them boring. They are not, but you were winning games, Dayo. The problem that is happening this season is that, and someone actually checked that. Last season, Dayo, you were number 1 team from open play chances created. You're 13th this season. You're relying on set pieces. And sometimes you don't come off, like today. One time they came off, the second, Thomas Partey missed the header, and you drew the game. The problem is, for whatever reason, you were amazing in 2 games. In the West Ham game and Nottingham Forest. And then, against Man United, 2 set pieces, you won the game. Today, a set piece got you a point. What is your evidence, Dayo, that Arsenal will go on a run? Apart from saying last season, that is what we did. Because last season is different than this season. Because you aren't playing the same football, Dayo.
So what is your question? What is the evidence that we can go on a run? And you say I should not talk about last season where we went on a run. Like
this season, Dayo, this season.
Nobody can see the future, so you can't base anything on. It's like me asking you, what is the evidence that you have in the future that Inter is going to win the Champions League? You're going to say because we've been able to get to the final before. That's what you're going to rely on. You're going to have to talk about, So,
but if I am not playing good football, okay, are Arsenal playing good football now?
No, but when I started my monologue, what did I say? I said we did not play well enough today to even deserve a win.
That's so why didn't Arsenal play good football today? I think forget the title race, guys. Forget Arsenal going on a run. Why did Chelsea play good football today? And why didn't Arsenal against Fulham today play good football? Why today you struggle to create chances from open play? Why?
We struggle to create chances from open play all season. That's what Arsenal, we struggled all season. But when people keep talking, and again, this is 16 goals in 5 games that Arsenal has scored. In the last 4 games we played, we scored 15 goals. Only 4 of them were from set pieces. 2 came against Manchester United. So this noise that people make and say, oh, set pieces, you're relying on set pieces, is just an agenda-driven narrative because there's nothing else that you can hold on. If a team scores 15 goals and only 4 are from set pieces, the other 11 are from open play, non-penalties. So 1 penalty, which was Odegaard and Saka, 2 penalties. The rest were from open play. So what are we talking about here? Like, this narrative doesn't make any sense to me. It's a different thing. Everton has scored the same amount of set pieces that Arsenal has scored. Is Everton set piece FC?
Yes, because Everton. What do you want to tell me? Yes,
what are we doing here?
It's Daesh. Are you now comparing Arteta to Daesh?
I can admit to the fact that we're not playing as well as we did last season. I can admit to the fact that we're not looking as good as we're supposed to look, and that there's something wrong. But my point is, when you're 6 points behind the leaders, right, your options are to fix whatever your issues are. Now that January is here, if we can get players, if I can't speak to the future, I can only speak to what we've done in the past, because nobody predicts the future. What we've done in the past, last season, for example, to go on that run, if we're able to reenact that type of that kind of form again this season, then we do stand a chance of winning the league. That's all I'm saying. But when you're asking me about the future, it's like, nobody here. Can you predict the future of Chelsea, Ahmed? Do you know if you're going to have injuries or not? No, you're not hoping for it, but you can talk based on the past. And the only reason everybody's saying Chelsea is not in the title race is because of the last 2 years. That's the only reason you're all saying that nonsense.
No, the reason why I'm saying it is because when was the last time you saw a Premier League team win the title with the goalkeeper that they have and the defense that they have? Usually, when you win the title, you need a quality goalkeeper and you need a really good back four. Chelsea don't have that right now.
There's been anomalies. There's been anomalies. Ahmed, there's been anomalies. Leicester was
in the last 10 years.
What I would say.
Leicester won in the last 10 years. That's an anomaly. There's been anomalies. So don't sit here and say like,
Robert Hoof had like a PV season that season. Robert Hoof had a PV season, and I forget Wes Morgan had like a really great season too. In the season against Leicester, they actually had like out of this world performances. But with Chelsea, I think we're only 3 worse off than Arsenal in terms of like goals.
That's why I said an anomaly, by the way.
Second. It literally but like the point I'm trying to make, even like the CB and goalkeeper, I think that's a fair point. I actually do think that's what's going to hold us back anyway. So I think with Chelsea, it's just about consistency. I need to see that consistency, and if it happens, then maybe you get there towards the end. But let's just see first. I think. But
this Chelsea team right now reminds me of Arsenal's first season when they bought the title. It's exactly the same, where attacking wise look fluid, the midfield looks fluid, but our back line, we were 1 injury away, and our goalkeeper wasn't good enough for us to win the title. Aaron Ramsdale let us down numerous times in that season when we didn't win the title. Sanchez will do the same thing for Chelsea. When Chelsea really needs Sanchez, he'll let them down. He'll make mistakes. There's too many times this season where Sanchez made mistakes and let Chelsea down.
I don't think Dayo is saying though.
If Chelsea had Alisson in goal, Virgil van Dijk as one of their centre backs,
it's almost like you're not listening to anything I'm saying. I'm not saying they're going to win it.
It's in the race.
What I'm saying is, when you talk about it points wise, you make it sound more grandeur than it is. 6 points, 9 points. 6 points is 2 games. Anything can happen in 2 games to Liverpool. Anything can happen in 2 games to Chelsea.
Forget the opposition.
My point is, anything can happen to any one of the top teams who are in the title race right now in over 2 games. 2 games, anything. The Liverpool game. Hold on, the Liverpool game that was postponed because of the weather issue and all of that could turn around and bite them in the ass, because they might have another FA Cup game. They might be tired in the legs before they play that. You never know what's going to happen. My point is when you say 6 points, 9 points, you make it sound like
it's a game in hand.
No, listen here, a game in hand until that game is played. I don't count those points. So let's count.
So they have to lose 3 games then, not 2.
Let's count the points that are on the table now. Until that game is played, I'm not counting the game in hand.
No, but if you're saying it's 2 games, it's not 2 games, it's 3 games.
Dayo, how many games did we lose last season? How many games did we lose last season?
What is 6 points? 6 points is 2 games.
But you can't just say you've already written that game in hand off.
I'm not writing it off. I said until it's played, then I'll add those points. I'm saying on the table right now, no. Is there a space on the Premier League table that says goals for goals against points and then
no. But what you're doing is that every week
I can't count the game in hand because they haven't played it. Is what I'm saying. I'm saying yes, they would have 1 extra game to play.
We need some prophecy tellers, man.
No, which will play in their favor. It's in their favor. Whether or not if they win or lose it, that's on them. I'm saying right now, 6 points, 9 points, 7 points, whatever the difference is, you make it sound like it's 9 games when you talk about it.
So what percentage do you give Arsenal to win the title? What's your percentage, Arsenal to win the title?
Right now, Liverpool, I'd say, has a 50% chance of winning, 50 to 55% chance. Arsenal, I'd say, has like a 25% chance. Arsenal 20-25. The same thing with Chelsea. I give Arsenal and Chelsea right around the same thing.
I think you've written Man City off as well.
No, I give Man City the least chance of doing it, but they know how to do it. I'm not writing them up. I'm saying they know
weird
how to
that because
do it.
Opta have said 84.5%, but I'm not a supercomputer.
No, I'm just saying. If we give Arsenal 20, you give Chelsea 20. That's 40. I give Liverpool 50. So I give City 10% right now because of the form they're in, but they know how to do it. So I'm not writing them off. But when somebody knows how to do something, look, dude, that 10% is equal to somebody else's 40% or 50%. Like if Mayweather gets in the boxing ring with you, his defense makes him win those fights. Does that make him a defensive fighter? No, he's still going to knock you out when he gets the chance. So let's not write this thing off and make it sound like, oh,
what the actual F. Yeah, Arsenal had 36 points at this stage last season.
They're literally at 7 points. They're 7 points worse off. They're 7 points worse off. They would actually be at top of the table right now, by the way, if they got the same points they did last season.
Yeah.
They will be. Yeah, they would have been. Let me do the super chats because before they pull on yo. Okay. Penalties are now a weakness, Mac.
It's because of what I said.
Yeah, I mean, we should take away about 40 goals of Salah then.
No, I'm quite bitter about everybody waxing lyrical about Cole Palmer and saying he's better than Salah when he's just not.
But he's not better than Salah. Forget Jamie Carragher. He's your enemy number one. What?
Bro, that's your legend, man. That's what my legend saying that. Hey, you know what I mean? Hey, that's my legend.
You're upset that Jamie Carragher said that. That's Jamie Carragher. No, I didn't see any Chelsea fan that.
It's all the other fans have said it as well.
No,
everyone's
in
the social media space, and it's annoyed me.
No one said that.
All I was trying to do, look, all I'm trying to do, break it down. Cole Palmer's got 33 goals. Cole Palmer's got 30. Mo, 2 seconds. Cole Palmer has 33 goals for Chelsea. Yeah, 17 are penalties. I'm sorry, he's not all that. He's not all that.
Can you define what do you mean he's not all that?
I don't know.
What do you mean he's not all that?
No, let me ask you a question. Why penalties awarded? Why penalties awarded?
By the way, I'm gonna tell you guys something. By the way, he won the penalty today. The second one scored it.
The penalty.
Good for him.
Can I ask the question? Why penalties awarded? Why penalties awarded? Why did they award penalties?
Okay, did you watch the game today?
I did watch the game.
Okay, did you think Palmer was good?
No, I didn't think Palmer was that good.
You didn't watch the game then?
I didn't think Palmer was that good.
No, but let me just tell you because
Palmer was good, but he wasn't like the best player.
I'm telling you what. Let me tell you guys something.
Guys,
let me put the statement out for people to just calm down. Every Chelsea fan said that Enzo Fernandez was the best player on the pitch today for Chelsea. None of them said Cole Palmer. None. Zero Chelsea fan said that Cole Palmer was the best player on the pitch today. Zero. I've not seen any, and I've not spoken to any. So today,
you know, Mo. We've lived in England, some of us, as long as possible to notice what the media does. They've done it with so many players from.
Wow. He just lost his voice.
He muted himself. You muted yourself.
What I want to say, Mo, is that they've done this.
Even your device disagrees with what you're about to say. That's what happened.
Okay. So this was Sky Sports and the media does in England all the time. When a young English player has always risen and has come from nowhere and has done these numbers, they will over analyze him. They will over hype him so much to the way they'll make him into an icon or someone that's the face of. They did with Jude Bellingham. They did with Jude Bellingham when they said, "Oh, he's the best player in Spain. He's the best player at Real Madrid." When he was actually Vinicius Junior, they were hyping him that much. And when he has a stinker, they do a full U-turn. They'll do it to Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer, they'll hype him this much. They'll call him the best player in the Premier League. That's why I don't care. When Jamie Carragher comes out and says, Cole Palmer has been the best player in the last 18 months, he's been this season, I don't care because
he's doing it to spite Salah, Dawood. He's doing it to spite Salah because Salah spoke about it.
This is not just Jamie Carragher, okay? This is just the media. The media will do it when a young English player comes up, okay, and does real. Phil Foden, now, where is he? No one speaks about it. Last season, they were hyping him up and they were saying, Man City without Foden are nothing. All of these like the way they were hyping Phil Foden, they've done it to Cole Palmer. They'll do it to another player another time. So when Liverpool fans get sensitive about why is Mo Salah not mentioned, Mo Salah, appreciate him yourself, okay? Don't care about Jamie Carragher, who's never won the Premier League, and, you know, is spiteful of Mo Salah because he's coming out and saying all these comments. Just appreciate what you've got, Mo Salah. And there's rumors that he's signed a new contract now. He's going to sign a new 2-year contract. You're supposed to be happy with what you are right now. Forget Jamie Carragher. I don't like when they don't speak about Bukayo Saka. I don't get all this. Oh, why they're not speaking about Saka? Why they're not? Bro, Saka has been our best player. Just, you know, forget about what Jamie Carragher is saying. Forget about what, you know, Paul Merson or whoever, what they're speaking about. Just, you know, Cole Palmer has been good, but he hasn't been, you know, the best player in Europe. He's been good. And today, he scored 2 penalties. But like you said, Enzo Fernandez was the best player on the pitch today, which he was incredible. But did they hype Enzo Fernandez?
Doesn't mean Palmer wasn't good today. It's just that we had several.
Yeah. Palmer was good. By the way, Palmer was very good today.
My man of the match was even Sancho. It wasn't even Fernandez.
Sancho was my man of the match personally as well.
I watched that Chelsea game, and I can tell you that a lot of the Chelsea players were very, very good today. A lot of the Chelsea players. It was really hard to actually sit down there and say. And the thing is, Cole Palmer was, I would say, just good throughout the entire game, and then he had particular moments where he just shined. He won the penalty, scored another penalty, and the second penalty was cheeky. Like the confidence in taking that penalty down the middle, that was just cheeky. That's telling you that he knows he's good. And we can't sit here and then say,
well, he's got to take penalties.
No, you know the scary, Dayo. You know the scariest thing, Dayo.
He earned that penalty. Yeah. That means he was on goal to score for the referee to give him a penalty. So when you sit here and say,
am I watching the same game like than anybody else? Because
did he earn the penalty or not?
Chelsea were rubbish today. They were rubbish.
Hold on. Stop now. Everyone.
12 minutes.
You really
12 minutes. Tottenham could have been 3-0 up. And what? Chelsea are amazing because Tottenham basically capitulated and gave away 2 penalties.
Nothing to do with us. Nothing to do with us.
Hold on. Let me ask you a question, guys. Matt, you really think that Spurs should have walked today with a 3 point? You think they were deserved winners?
Son missed 2 glaring opportunities.
Who was the better team overall? In 90 minutes, who was the better team overall? In the whole 90 minutes. Who was the better team overall is the question.
Do you think Chelsea win is a fair result?
Yes. Want to talk about the first 12 minutes. You want to talk about Son's miss. You want to talk about moments where Tottenham did not take the chances, but you don't want to talk about the 90 minutes overall where Chelsea played almost 20 minutes of the second half, literally peppering Tottenham. Literally almost like jamming it up their throat. Do you know how many goals they could have scored? The if, buts, and maybes that you're doing for Tottenham, you're not doing the same for Chelsea. But we all saw clearly in the game that there was a period of like 15 to 20 minutes in the second half where Chelsea was pressing Tottenham. Tottenham could not even get their high line up. So what are we saying here?
Hey, I'm going to have to get stats up here because I don't know what game you're watching.
Come on, man. Let's not do that.
I think it's if you said we had a sloppy like first 12 minutes.
You were lucky. You were lucky.
But,
you were lucky with Anthony Taylor because your midfielder should have been sent off.
Are you telling Chelsea fans about Anthony Taylor? Are you
Anthony Taylor gave us a lifeline.
You really doing that? Don't do that.
You can't do that, bro.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Anthony Taylor's like Anthony Taylor hates us the most.
I wouldn't even do that.
Watch it back. Watch it back. It's a straight red.
I'm not denying what you said about Caicedo. Yes, he got very lucky. What I'm saying is don't tell Chelsea fans about Anthony Taylor because you don't want to go into that at all. Anthony Taylor.
I know about Anthony Taylor. Like he's the referee that we've lost the most games.
He then should have sent off. But you would agree then he should have sent off Kulusevski as well for the elbow to Lavia's head, yeah? No. Oh my God! What are we doing then? Then Caicedo shouldn't have got sent off then. Then Caicedo shouldn't have got sent off then. Yeah. You're not doing it for Kulusevski.
Let me do the super chats, guys, before we actually I want to talk about the Chelsea game, to be honest. Conference Chelsea with the January window is a problem, in my opinion. Yeah, if Chelsea, and I'm gonna say this, guys, if Chelsea finish ahead of Arsenal, to be honest, this season and Manchester City, I think it's shame on both Pep and Arteta. And don't tell me this.
Shame on Pep?
Because Enzo Maresca.
When Jurgen Klopp, when his team finished fifth.
You ask me a question. Can I answer?
Okay, sorry.
Because Enzo Maresca has 2 years of management on his resume. One of them is a failed year at Parma. and one in the Championship.
Come on. Chelsea
I definitely knew I was watching the right game.
One second. Mo, you're talking about
Max. Just wait for the game. Wait for the game, Max. Wait for the game.
Mo, you're talking about this Chelsea team being a team that, you know, they were all academy players and they all came together.
Yes, they are young.
They're $1.2 billion team. They've got
hold on. Okay, let me. Okay, that's fine.
We're not going to do this gimmick. You know what I mean?
No. We're not talking about the money. But let me tell you guys the facts. Let me tell you guys the facts about Chelsea. Okay, Sancho, a failure in the Premier League, should have been sold outside. Pedro Neto is an injury-prone player. Nicholas Jackson is a failure of. Hold on, let me talk. Let me finish, Dawood. Nicholas Jackson is a failed striker that shouldn't have been the starting striker for Chelsea. Enzo Fernandez, a £20 million player that was sold for £110 million. Caicedo, I'll give you that. Lavia, I'll give you that. Levi Colwell, a guy that is overhyped. Kukurea is a failure. Robert Sanchez is a garbage of a goalkeeper. Right back is Reece James, injury prone. Malo Gusto is a young player. And talk about the depth. Joao Felix, a compilation merchant, right? A compilation merchant, right? Cole Palmer is a failure at City that wouldn't hack it at Chelsea and he wouldn't shine. Guys, the reality is everyone that thought that Chelsea would be here, anyone, including Chelsea fans, is a liar. It's just throwing things, hoping to stick.
No.
Nobody said that Chelsea should be here. No one.
The only reason you're there is because Arsenal and Man City have been shit.
Actually, that is not true because the facts are... No. Because they are now on a very good point tally, right? That no one expected them to be that high on the table and that not only that high on the table,
so you would have been fourth. So you would have been fourth.
Why would they have been fourth?
Are you saying fourth is a reasonable position that you would have?
100%. When people say Chelsea will finish 7th and 8th, yes.
Half the
no, but
my issue becomes.
Dayo, can we put that when we? I'm gonna put you full screen, Dayo.
Sorry,
I just want him to see the stats. I just want him to see the stats
because we can't see Dayo. Just once I finish.
Before you go, Mo, so quickly, yeah. Before the season started, half the people I was speaking to were saying we're going to finish 8th in the league and that our players weren't good enough. So I don't know where this 100 or where this 180 has come up here about now all these players are good and everything like that. So you know, I just don't understand.
Don't you see targets change during the season?
No. But the point is, I will change. Targets will change. But like the problem I have is that you can't use the sticking point about our players when you did not rate our players just 6 months ago.
No, but no one. When I'll go back to that first season when we bought the title. The season before, Arsenal couldn't even get top 4. We finished 5th. We bottled top 4. We were not in any conversation to challenge for the title the season after. No one put us in a title race this season after. We bottled top 4 the season before. Okay, so it's not just like this is just a monopoly and this is like it's never happened before. Like it's happened so many times over so many years where teams have been written off and they've had a great season where they've proven everyone wrong. Okay, Chelsea now, a lot of teams written them off, but okay, they've got quality players. But because they had a shit manager last season in Pochettino, that doesn't mean that the players were shit. Okay, like Man United, they've got decent players.
When we told you that, you didn't say that to us. You told us the players were shit.
No, but the problem is, if you've got players... But these players... Okay, 1 second. The players that you're talking about, that Mo said...
Guys, don't cut him off. Andrew, I can't hear him and I can't hear you, please. Let him finish and then you can respond to him.
The players that you guys are talking about, that Mo said are shit and no one rated them and their failures, these players under the right management, Sancho under the right management is a quality player. Okay, Enzo Fernandez, a World Cup winner under a quality manager, is a great player. Okay, Caicedo under the right manager is a quality player. Cole Palmer, we've seen him over the last 18 months, is a quality player. Okay, so these players, if you brought in Erik ten Hag and you put him in this Arsenal team, do you think Arsenal will challenge for the title? No, because he's not a manager that improves players. Okay, Erik ten Hag. Enzo Maresca is a quality manager. Okay. he knows how to improve players.
Yeah, Habibi, no one knew this. That's the problem. That's the problem.
Mo, you and me were just.
You've literally got 6 players in your team that our scouts at Liverpool all wanted, but Jurgen Klopp didn't want them. So that's how good your squad is. Like, seriously, you've got players that all our scouts wanted. They wanted Fernandes,
everybody
they wanted Nkunku, they wanted Colwell, they wanted Lavia, they wanted Caicedo. Like, the list goes on. Like, literally.
They make it sound like these Chelsea players.
Guys, these Chelsea players were good to make top 4, but they weren't good to be second and challenge for the title. Is that good enough for everyone?
They're not going to finish second, Mo. They're not going to finish second.
Now it's coming out. Now it's coming out.
There we land.
Say things with your chest. Say things with your chest. I said last season, Chelsea has proved me wrong. I said last season that Chelsea players were bombs. I said your manager was a bomb. I said your new manager is a championship manager that will not get you anywhere. I said worst case. I said that, and I will own it. But now you have proved me wrong, and I can turn around and say, you know what? Chelsea is cooking. But to come here and say we didn't shit on Chelsea when we all did, when there's evidence of every single one of us talking crap about Chelsea and the players, now we want to switch it to they had a bad manager. No, we just didn't blame only Pochettino. We said Enzo Fernandez for 120 million is a waste of money. We all said that. Caicedo, we laughed. We said Lavia has not kicked the ball since he's joined them.
Bravo, Dayo.
We talked about Reece James. We nicknamed Reece James Biscuit Bones. We said he's never going to be able to play football again, that you guys should tell him. I actually said bring his sister in his place. That's the better player. Right, so let's not come here.
Would you say the reason why
Mo was cooking me when we had Enzo Maresca? Don't lie, Mo.
Habibi, rightfully so. Hold on, guys. I was just talking to Goonie. I was just texting Goonie, and I told him this. Who in the right frame of mind will say that a championship manager in Enzo Maresca will take an inexperienced squad and will be able to turn the fortune that quickly? If you said if you come here on my channel and tell me I told you so, you're a fucking liar. Because there is no evidence.
No. There we go. You guys are overhyping this Chelsea team. They're not going to finish second.
The only other thing I'm going to
finish second is Chelsea.
Now we're talking. Now Dawood is talking. Why Dawood?
Hold on, let me just address something real quick, Mo. I don't know where they are going to finish, but where they are right now, they've proved every single one of us wrong. So let's just hold that L.
It's been 15 games.
Number 2, listen. So if you say it's just been 15 games, they're not going to finish second. Can I use that same vein and say it's just 15 games? Arsenal will come good and win the league because you will turn around and say
Liverpool will not win the league. Man City will win this league because it's only 15 games. Blah blah blah.
Always whenever it's
last season, it's always when they first after 10 games last season. They were first after 10
That's your first mistake for making us and Tottenham the same. That's your first mistake.
No.
That's your first mistake.
You haven't won the title. Compare us to Spurs. First and foremost, you haven't won the title since 2016. Okay, Chelsea haven't won the title since 2016. Okay, so you haven't got evidence of right now.
And what about yourself?
I'm not talking about right now.
Let's just keep it fair. We can see we've not won a title.
No, I'm giving you reasons why.
We know your history too.
Let him do his reasons, and then we can debunk them. And so people in the chat can listen to Dawood's reasons why Chelsea are not going to finish second. Go ahead.
Okay, so Chelsea after 15 games right now, they've been amazing. Attacking wise, they look fluid. They look like they're played once a week basically because their second team is playing the Conference League. They're playing once a week, Chelsea. Okay, their team is playing once a week right now. Okay, they've got Carabao Cup coming up. They've got FA Cup coming up. They're gonna
finish, guys. Don't interrupt him, please.
Okay, they're gonna go deep in the Conference League where they might start putting in a couple of first team players. Then we'll really see when Chelsea are in a proper title race in February, March. If you're still about second or third and you're a couple of points, you're a single digit away from first position in February, March time, then I'll take you serious. But right now, when it's after 15 games and teams are still finding out where they are, then I can't talk about Chelsea. They're proving me wrong, and Chelsea in a title race, and Chelsea this and
can I say?
Wait until 20 games. Wait until 20 games. Then we'll really see how good this Chelsea team is.
Can I say something to you, Dawood? Let me say something to you. Do you remember the season where Arsenal bottled top 4 and Tottenham got it on over us, right? And everybody said these Arsenal players are not good enough. Granit Xhaka and all these guys are not good enough. They're terrible. They're horrible. Arteta has no experience. It's his first job. This is year 3. What is going on here? And the next season, somehow we started flying and we challenged the next.
Yeah, we challenged.
Hold on. So,
again, no.
No. Forget the bottling aspect about it. You talk on the surface level. It's so hard to have a conversation with you. Forget the bottling. I'm not saying we win. It's not about who won. I'm talking about the fact that the team that was written off came in the following season and literally challenged. Watching Chelsea that we put away last season and condemned them, challenging this season.
Okay. I'll give you reason why.
It happened before.
That season,
you should be sitting there and be happy.
Okay, but that season,
level conversation is really hard to follow.
That season when we bottled the title before the World Cup, it was Arsenal and Man City basically that were challenging for the title. No other team were in conversation. To my memory, I can't remember Liverpool being in the conversation to win the title that season. I can't remember Chelsea being in the conversation. This season, we're in December already. And there's, like you said, there's 4 other teams that can win the title, like you said. Okay. So Chelsea are not in a 2-horse race. Chelsea are not in a 2-horse race.
No one said that. None of us said that.
We're creating battles that don't exist.
All I'm saying is
literally making an argument that nobody did.
I'm just saying Chelsea's in the race. I don't know how many horses are in this race right now.
But I get Dawood. You know Dayo, before you talk, I know what Dawood did. Someone did a show. And there is a viral tweet that went viral earlier that says it's a 2-horse race between Liverpool and Chelsea.
Yeah.
The underdog races. And I think you took the bait, Dawood.
No, I've watched no video like that. I've watched no video like that, Mel. I don't know what video you're talking about.
Because someone did a viral tweet that said it's a 2-horse race.
So
okay. Can I just finish?
Let me see if I understand you, Dawood. If I understand you right, you're saying after 15 games, Chelsea cannot sit there in the title race until maybe like January, February. If they're still thereabouts, then we can talk about them being in the title race. Is that fair? Is that what you're trying to say?
Okay, I'll give you prime example. One second. I just remember the prime example right now.
Allah, it's ridiculous that 2 Arsenal fans are talking about the Chelsea and the 2 Chelsea fans are not.
It's ridiculous. I love it, man. I love it.
This is ridiculous.
I love it. Remember the center.
It's entertaining. And before you go on, guys, it's about 800 people here, and we aren't even on 300 likes. We really need 400 likes. And also, before we go, Ahmed, the Bridge Nation, is in the description. KMAC TV is in the description. Banter on the pitch is in the description. And it is Dawood is in the description. Guys, go and show love for the guys that are actually doing the show with us. But get the likes to 350 people. And if you're new to the channel, shameless plug, I'm actually on the way to 28,200 subs. So subscribe if you're new, guys. Go ahead, Dawood.
So, Dawood, can we say the same for the other teams who are just right around where Chelsea is and say, well, we can't write them off until we see where they are in January, February, March, just like you're saying for Chelsea? Because at the end of the day, you can't use those metrics for Chelsea just because all of a sudden they're challenging this season and not use it for the rest of the teams. You can't turn around and say that, because that same thing applied to us when we bottled top 4 and then challenged the following season. So if you're going to say that for Chelsea, this is what I'm saying. Like, if we're talking football, let's talk football. If we're going to banter,
did you not just?
Can we get other people to talk as well?
Okay.
Literally just said Chelsea are in Europa League playing teams that no one's ever heard of. Yeah. Okay. So they've got an easy run, and they're also out of a cup. Arsenal are still in the Champions League, and you're still in all the cups. That's the reason why it's going to be more easier for Chelsea to be in a title race.
And they have a deeper squad.
And they've also got a B team which can probably come in the top 10 in the Premier League, and they're players that aren't even playing.
And the Conference League team probably is going to be playing the vast majority of the Conference League. No first teamer is playing the first in the final.
Yeah, probably up until the semi-final.
Maybe if we start facing Fiorentina, maybe, you know what I mean? That's maybe when you have to start in.
I need to do the super chats before they go on, because some of them address the point that we're talking about. SE and mid blocks, our kryptonite. Fulham last season the same. SE, don't give me mid block or low block. Yeah. Arsenal should have won the game today.
This is year 5, boys. Year 5. Just want to let you know.
Guys, I'm just gonna say this about Arsenal, and I really wanted to speak about Arsenal as well. There is no mid block, low block, high press, low press, side press, up press. Dayo literally said, we're not good enough today to walk away with the 3 points. We should have won the game because we fucking need to catch Liverpool who didn't play. We need to put the pressure.
I think it's credit. I think credit to the Fulham midfield, though. I thought the Fulham midfield was very good.
I'm sorry. I actually think Arsenal were too slow today, and there was a lot of holes in the Fulham today, right? And Arsenal didn't actually get enough chance.
We didn't move the ball.
They were absolutely. It was so fucking slow, and I'm like, why is these passes too slow? Why it took the player 4 touches before finding the right guy?
But I think that allowed though those touches allowed though Fulham players.
Yeah, but Arsenal were too slow.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
All my wingers.
Arteta's going to be given another 200 million in January.
There we go.
Worry about it.
It's not.
There we go.
Blaze is saying all my wingers have a shout to start over Arsenal main left winger. Is that true?
Yeah, Martinelli is not. He's not in form this season. Martinelli, like the last 2 seasons, Martinelli has looked crap. So let's not.
That Arsenal left wing, yeah, respectfully.
No, you can't.
It's a graveyard.
But by the way, I'm just gonna say this, Dayo. To be honest, it is not actually a dig or a diss at Arsenal. All Arsenal fans want fucking a different left winger.
Yeah,
of course. Nobody's arguing about that. That's why I said Martinelli has not been in form. I'm surprised that
they lined Sterling for.
The only left winger that we're even able to depend on is not a fast.
Have some shame.
Leandro Trossard, right? We need somebody better, definitely, if we're going to go on and actually push on to the end. So yeah,
I'm gonna repeat it again, Dayo. You need a striker as well today.
I'm talking about you. Asked
if you had a striker, I'm gonna say this: fuck Martinelli or Trossard or Kai Havertz can start playing left wing if you have a proper guy that will pull out 2 guys. Today, Bassi was able to cover Robinson, and Diop was able to cover the right side because Kai Havertz is not a scary striker again. He's not.
And Jesus is a coward.
By the way, Kai Havertz. And this is tactical, Dayo. If we could speak about why is he too many times? If you have Odegaard outside the 18, it's too many times outside the 18. You have Odegaard already. Why is he trying to do the playmaking thing if Odegaard is on the pitch? Why?
Does it all the time.
Did they not hear that at Chelsea? They don't hear that at Chelsea.
Yeah.
And by the way, that's a fucking tactical thing. I told Kai Havertz, why are you on the right side, Havertz? What is Odegaard there?
When it comes
Odegaard, again, Odegaard dropped deep a lot today to receive the ball.
Fulham or not, you didn't need him to drop deep.
The same old 7 at the back rely on corners.
Okay, go ahead, Dayo.
That's exactly why I said we didn't play well enough today to win the game. Having Odegaard drop deep was a tactical error that we should not have done. We should have been able to progress the ball. We played Thomas Partey right back, hoping that he would invert and be the one to drive the ball forward, but he did not.
Yeah, why is Odegaard deep then if Partey's inverting?
I'm saying, listen, that's what I'm saying, but he did not. So we did not play enough today to get 3 points, clearly. So you've asked me this, I've addressed that issue. I'm not here trying to defend and say all that is not. The reason Kai Havertz was on the right, Odegaard was dropping deep. Somebody has to cover that space.
We're to say Dayo, Igal, Saad, Troops, Laughingstocks, all of them. I actually disagree with you, Kurt. I'm just going to say this. At least Dayo came here and he's calling it as he saw it. He said, we're not good enough. Troops said, we're fucking Corners FC. Saad said, we're Corners FC. I don't know what Igal said. I'm just talking about the people that I said.
Igal gave up today, man. He said this.
Really, he gave up? At least, Kurt, I'm just going to tell you something. At least these guys are saying the truth. Some people still defend it. And I'm like,
listen, Mr. Quirt, your name sounds like Squirt, right? If you're ever going to send a super chat again, do yourself a favor and make it a $20, £20 super chat when you type my name. Your big head, you're sitting behind your computer and your keyboard and typing nonsense and saying the laughing stock of them all. You have no opinion when it comes to talking about the football itself. Write something out with a £20 super chat right now, talking about today's game and how poorly we played, like just the way I explained it. I'm sure you can't. Blockhead. Carry on. Okay.
Okay, John is saying last season Arsenal 23 points. This season Arsenal 29. No, 36. 36 versus 29. 36. I think you're right. 36 versus 29 in the first 15 games. And that's, by the way, that's when Arsenal, I remember, we're not playing good. Me and Dawood used to do shows, by the way, every week. And me and Dawood, I used to tell him Arsenal are boring. He's like, but we're collecting points. We're going to go on a run. We're going to do this.
Was that when we were top?
Was that when we were top last season?
No, you were in top. It was Arsenal and Man City. You were in top.
Oh, okay.
You were in top.
But the thing is, last season, when I saw my team collecting points, I wasn't too annoyed about the style of play because we were winning that many games. This season, we're not collecting as many points. Say that again.
No fan ever is. If you're winning the tactics,
yeah, no one cares.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's why the expectations from a lot of Arsenal fans have changed this season. Is because from the beginning of the season, they expect us to be in a title race from minute 1 to the end. Okay, because we've had 2 years of building up and having been in title race for 2 years in a row. This season, the minimum was to be in a title race, and for the title to be done in December, that's an embarrassment. That's criminal. And I've been saying,
hold on, Dayo,
yeah, I'm gonna address something.
Hold on. Let me say it again. You said the title is done in December. Earlier, you said, it's just 15 games. You can't say that until Chelsea. Which is it, Dawood?
No. What I'm saying about Chelsea is that what I'm saying about Chelsea.
You can't.
I'll give you more context to what I said. Okay, what I said about Chelsea is don't overhype this Chelsea team. It's only been 15 games. Okay, don't overhype them of saying that they're going to finish second. Because I remember vividly the season that we bought the title. Man United after 25 games were only 8 points behind us. 8 points behind us after 25 games. Man United. And My United fans were telling me that they were in a title race. Guess how many points they finished at the end of the season? They finished 14 points behind the Man City who won the league. They finished 14 points behind them. Okay? So when Chelsea fans tell me right now that they're in the title race, I'm saying to them, relax. Because you could be like United where you can finish 15 points behind the team that wins the title.
The question again is, are you saying the title race is
we're buying goods?
No, hold on. Are you saying, Dawood, I understand all those other factors you're talking about. You could find yourself losing games, whatever. Right now, they're not. But if you're going to go by what they have done so far this season, the metrics that they've done, the last how many games? They've what? They've won 7, drawn 1, lost 1.
I need to do...
Right? If you look at that stat and you replicate that stat in the next 10 games, Chelsea will be in a title race. If they keep up what they've done so far and replicate exactly what they've done, they will be in the title race. So to sit here, it's either you're saying the title race is done this December and Liverpool has won, then nobody stands a chance. But to say we can't say Chelsea, Arsenal, and Man City are in the title race because of the fact that we might lose games in the future that we don't know yet.
No.
You've got to play each other.
You're asking two different questions.
You're asking two different questions.
You're also going to play us. So what is this? You're going to play each other. You're also going to play teams. Like, do you think Arsenal wants to come out and want Liverpool win?
Do you really think you're going to beat us at Anfield? Seriously?
That's the point, though. See again. You see, this is so shallow. Of course, I'm not coming to Anfield to come and roll over.
Was it like 2011? 2011?
Yeah, it's like 10 years. Like,
more than 10 years.
Yeah, but records are made to be broken as well. You never know. So
you really think Chelsea are going to beat us at home?
Okay, do you really believe you're going to have all your players fit throughout the entire season? If what happened to you last season happens again, and you have to field your teenagers, and you're going to play us at Anfield with your teenagers, we've
already got half of our team injured.
Stop it. So don't do that.
The difference between Liverpool and us is that Liverpool can afford to lose 3 more games and win the title. We can't lose any more games.
We only lost 3 games last season.
We can't lose any more games. The difference is if Liverpool lose 3 games plus their game in hand, so if they lose 2 games plus their game in hand, we'll be on, and if we win all our games, we'll still be on the same points as them. So we can't afford to lose any game. That's what I'm looking at us and saying, are we going to lose any more games? Yes, we are. Can Liverpool afford to lose 2 or 3 games? Yes, they can. We can't afford to lose any more games. So we have to hope that Liverpool lose 3, 4, 5 games and we go on a crazy win.
I need to do the super chats before we go on.
Did anybody think City was going to go on a 4-5 game back-to-back loss? No.
No. Okay, guys.
They did.
I'm sorry. Apologies to all the guys.
It can happen to Arsenal, can happen to Liverpool, can happen to Chelsea. That's all I'm saying. So that's
Omar is saying Chelsea with proper January are more threat than Arsenal, in my opinion. I still disagree with this. Does anybody agree with this? I still disagree with this, that Chelsea are more of a threat than Arsenal. I disagree. Without going into Omar, I disagree with you.
I think he means transfer window wise. If we were to buy.
No, he's saying Chelsea with a proper January are more of a threat to Liverpool. He's a Liverpool fan than Arsenal.
He's saying
I disagree. I disagree.
I think he means transfer window though, not like. I think he means transfer.
He's a Liverpool fan, and I think he means a threat to the title, threat to Liverpool.
He says Chelsea.
I think he means transfer window.
A proper January window is what he wants to say, but I think he just
means transfer window.
Yeah.
We'll see. Dan here is saying Palmer has more GA than anyone else in the league since he started playing for Chelsea. Stop waffling. Arsenal should hire an open play coach. I agree with you. The open play coach is Arteta, right? The open play coach is Arteta. That's the open play coach, right? And for your other thing, and that is Mac's point, that he has more GA, 17 of them are penalties. That is his point, Dan. That is his argument. Dan, just to respond to you, you're actually, like, you're stating a fact that everyone knows. But the point is he has 17 penalties only. Does he have more open play GA than anyone else? I don't know. I don't know the facts.
No.
12 out of 12 penalties. Somebody scores 12 out of 12, and people still.
And by the way, I don't take penalties out of the equation. Scoring penalties is actually it's the same as corners.
You have to take Salah's penalties out of it then.
And by the way, he has only. By the way, Mac, he has only 12 penalties, not 17. I don't know what he got.
No. Did he say penalties the same as corners?
No. In the Premier League, yeah. Okay, I don't. Huh?
Did he say penalties same as corners?
No. What I mean is that when people knock out corners, and delivers and say Saka only put it in the mix, it's actually an art. Guys, let me just so people can hear me. No, Dawood. When Saka delivers a corner on the dot, and Thomas and Declan Rice, that is an art that requires practice. Penalties as well. This is why there are penalty takers and non-penalty takers. It's very simple. But of course, it's easier to score a penalty than deliver a corner. Simple.
Yeah. And also,
apologies, he has got 12. I was looking at Man City's as well.
Okay,
Man
so
City
no worries.
Under 18s. Sorry.
12, so only 12.
My bad.
Dayo, the damage control merchant. I don't know what that means. SDF Benny. I don't know what that damage control.
He's hired by Arsenal.
You know what I mean?
No. I think what it means is that Dayo is more of like, I'm not gonna throw the towel like other people. I still have hope, which is I respect it, because Dayo and Olo always say that if we lose hope, okay, why are we watching our team then?
Exactly. What am I doing supporting a team that I feel like, you know what, you're not even, if you lose, you lose. I'm gonna be mad at it and I'll criticize and say everything that I need to say. But the bottom line is, if you genuinely believe this team is not good enough to win the league, don't bother watching and supporting them anymore. Go support a team that you think can win the league.
No, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense.
We can talk about this after I finish this. Emmanuel is saying saltness is hell of a drug, kids. He's talking about K-Mac, about Cole Palmer. But fine, Emmanuel, it's your opinion. Big up. Blaze is saying, I think Salah is bigger than Palmer, but won't allow Liverpool fans micro-analyze Palmer performances when he's also been games this season where Salah has been a ghost, but also turned up. Okay. Salah, in my opinion, has one game that he was
Nottingham Forest.
When he was really bad, by the way. He was bad. He was
lost. And we lost.
So Blaze, Salah had, but the difference is also
Salah missed his penalty against Real Madrid,
and then he scored.
And then he scored against Arsenal. I know, but that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, in those situations, right? If somebody now turns around and tries to shit on Mo Salah and says, "Oh, he missed the penalty against Madrid," even though he came back and scored. But you know, Palmer scored 12 of his 12, and people still want to shit on the kid.
For some reason.
I don't get
and
it.
also, people treat the guy as he's 28 years old.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that you're amazing and you're incredible. Because
you don't think that, for example, who's Mac? Who's that? Before I do the super chat, Amaritania, who's the best player in the league in your opinion right now?
Mo Salah.
Who's the second best player in the league right now at the current moment?
Virgil van Dijk.
Who's the third?
Keller.
Okay, no. I got it.
I couldn't resist. Sorry.
Ameritania. Why is this joke man at the bottom talking about Palmer has more GA than Salah in the last 2 seasons? Why is he smoking about Darwin Núñez? That's his opinion, Ameritania. He just doesn't like the hype about. By the way, the same Ameritania, and I'm just calling out every Chelsea fan. You guys don't like Arsenal fans hyping Saka.
True.
You remember? Same.
Yeah,
Same,
also,
by the way.
Can I just tell Mac? We
Yes.
didn't scout Darwin Núñez. That's all in your own fault. Okay, don't blame us. We didn't scout Darwin Núñez.
Yeah,
I didn't scalp him. He scalped himself.
It's guys. I want people in the chat rank the top 3 players in the league now quickly. Blaze is saying, by your logic, Liverpool are too overrated because of your performances against Ipswich, Palace, Southampton, Wolves. Games you scraped by. Guys, literally a football hypocrite. Is that K-Mac? Or is that Blaze? Is
That's
that
at
for
you. I think that's at Chelsea.
That's at Chelsea?
No, this guy's a Chelsea fan. Blaze is a Chelsea
This is a
fan.
Chelsea fan. He's a Chelsea fan.
Yeah. I don't know who's addressed that. I don't know if it's.
Blaze.
Look, I really don't care how we play. If we win every game 1-0 to the end of the season, I don't give an
Yeah,
F.
no one should. It's all about the
The
result.
league's the league.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's all about the
Like,
result.
Arnie
Blaze,
Slot-
let me
Arnie Slot
tell you something.
taking no prisoners. Like,
Everyone is having a good game or a bad game. Difference is, even when Chelsea conceded too early today, they won the game. Spurs. And people want to talk shit about the performance. I actually think Chelsea should take way more positives from this game than negatives. Way more.
The 4-3 is flattering to Spurs.
Spurs. Tottenham missed 5 big chances in the game. You missed 1.
We missed quite a
Sorry.
few, I'd say.
The game's completely flipped on its
One.
head. Yeah. Have a look at the numbers.
Be like Forster's their man of the match.
5 big chances.
Like,
Tottenham missed.
literally, Forster had the Sancho save, the Cole Palmer shot, the
Neto
header
one,
from
follow up. Neto one follow up.
the Neto.
Gusto was
many
another
big
one.
chances?
Gusto.
And by the way, they're
Gusto.
all the different. Let me tell you the difference, K-Mac, between Chelsea and I'm gonna do the full screen now, Dayo. Let me tell you the difference between Chelsea's chances and Spurs. Forster had to come up with world-class saves today. Spurs are just shit. You just missed the chance. It's just shit.
This could have been 3-0 up in the first 12 minutes.
But they are shit.
If
They
Adobe
just-
had a foot which aimed at the goal. Like, literally.
But because they missed the chances, not because
Are you
Sanchez had
trying- Are you
world-class.
trying to tell me if you went 3-0 down in the first 12 minutes,
But they
you could have
didn't
come
because
back to
Spurs
win?
are shit.
If buts
you could
and
have come back to win
maybes.
that game?
If buts and maybes. Like, it's not as if Sanchez was the one that flopped the
I
goal.
think that
Blaze-
would have
Blaze-
been. I think
Blaze
that would have
responded.
been one of the
He calls
greatest
us
comebacks in all
overrated.
time.
Guys, hold on. Blaze, he calls us overrated, so I pointed out his game. You called Chelsea overrated. I think you called Palmer overrated, not Chelsea. Oh yeah, you called Chelsea. You actually
I didn't
called
call
Chelsea overrated.
I didn't
You
call
did.
Chelsea
You did in
overrated.
the beginning of the show.
No, I think Dowd called us.
That wasn't
overrated.
me. That wasn't me.
No,
I think
no.
we were
Dowd
overrated.
was overrated.
Chelsea was
Do
a
you-
good team. Like,
Do you think they are in a title race?
if you're in and around us by like 6 points, if you're still 6 points within reach by the end of February, then I'd say you're still in it.
See,
But if
the whole
you're
point of this
If you're not,
conversation
then
is
no.
All right, let me do Dayo. I don't know what Dayo has on the screen, to be honest. Dayo, we can see shit.
No, this is just the stats for the Chelsea and the Tottenham game. So
We can see shit.
the dark purple is
No, I
Chelsea.
can see that properly.
You can see that. Yep. Goals 4-3, shots on target 17-13. Every metric here, every single metric. And even if you go to the full general one, Chelsea had more ball possession. So I don't
Doesn't
understand.
matter. Tottenham had
Listen.
5 big chances missed.
Let's look at the big chances. Let's look at the shots, target, shot
Big
accuracy,
chances.
chances missed. We'll pull everything up for you. I just don't like it when look. If we're talking football, let's talk football. We're not just going to come here and just. Be
I
doing-
don't understand that. So Fraser Forster had more saves than Sanchez. They
They
had
had big
more
chances.
shots. They had more shots on target.
Mhm.
But like, I don't understand what you're talking about.
You
To
had-
be honest, man.
Oh, actually, sorry. They had 6 big chances, Tottenham.
What were the 6
Sorry,
big
no, they
chances?
didn't. Yeah, they had 6 big chances. 4
Yeah,
of them
but-
they missed.
I can do. Okay, anyway, I can
I can't
do.
remember
I
it.
can do. Okay,
So
hold
there
on,
was
I
the
can
Son
do-
one. Remember when he was
I can
when
do
he
this.
when he went wide.
Guys, let me just respond to Matt.
What's the different game? It's a
You
different
chose
game.
the stats that you wanted.
No,
and I'm
that's from
telling you.
that's from the Premier League. That is
No,
from
him. I am
It's
telling
just
you,
not just you,
I
Dyer.
am-
It's not just you.
So, guys, I need to address something.
I'm just
I
Dyer,
am
it's not
telling
just
you,
you, Dyer.
I am watching the game. Literally, Fraser Forster had world-class saves today, and he should have been man of the match if it wasn't someone from Chelsea. Seriously. With 4 goals conceded, he saved about 3 clear-cut goals. Don't give me like these big chances or whatever. I'm watching the game. Yes,
different game, and Son actually hits the target with those chances.
By the way, Son was supposed to be offside. Son was definitely supposed to be offside because Udogie ran towards the ball. So nobody will tell me that Son was not that ball.
Some would have scored that 80% of the time. Son scores that
like
goal.
He didn't score it last season as well.
Hang on, that chance was after we were battering.
Guys, I need to finish the super chat. I need to finish the super chat really, really. Palmer was very good today. Scored 2 penalties and won a penalty. Put on a plate for Jackson. He did put on a plate. He broke Premier League history today. Most penalties without missing. He was good today. He wasn't bad at all. Guys, I'm 10 likes away from 300. Hit that like button, people. We're not that far from 300. The revisionism from rivals on Chelsea makes me laugh. Yes, Kingsley. Yes.
We all do it as football fans. We all do it.
All the top 6 teams scout the same. Please, just stop. Majority of the top 6 teams scout the same players. Yeah, he's right. He's right. Yeah. He's absolutely right. Andrew Harrison, I said 4th in August for Chelsea. I said 4th before a ball was kicked, and I have witnesses for this.
But I don't think anyone, like I said earlier, I don't think anyone should go against someone who said that, because I had the same. I had 6.
Yeah, Ahmed had 6 and a Conference League win.
Yes, that's what I had. So, hey.
Arteta doesn't play quick or over the top versus Fulham, but that's his problem, SE. That's Arsenal's problem.
One of the main problems is that we didn't sign enough good technicians. We don't have enough ball carriers. We don't have any players like a Cole Palmer in our team that can do something out of nothing. We've got too many players that are system players and are overly tactical, as in like they need to know where to run, how to run, where to go, how to pass it to. Too rigid. And we've got the only players that, like I said, I've been saying from day one, Odegaard and Saka are only flair players that can do something out of nothing. The rest of the players, Kai Havertz, Martinelli, Trossard, Mikel Merino, Rice, they're all system players, and that's the problem.
There was one ball over the top in the first half. I think Trossard played to Havertz, but he just didn't.
I get it. But I get it that the Super Chat is criticizing Arteta. Yes, I get that. Omar here is saying, K-Mac, a Liverpool fan here. Omar is a Liverpool fan. I was really impressed by Chelsea today. Chelsea were very good today. By the way, in another day, freaking Kukurea gets the right boots from minute 1 and he doesn't sleep. And Spurs are not 2-0 ahead.
We were good. We were good after Sancho scored. Before that, we were rubbish.
Yes, they were all over you. Wolves could have also beat you. So what? If some buts came out. That's very true. That is very, very true.
And if Southampton's goalie wasn't a bozo, you would have lost to Southampton.
Do you think I want to go back to Arsenal and say something?
I'm sorry, guys. You need to look at the XG against. You're talking out your ass.
XG when it suits the narrative.
You know what, K-Mac? You know what? I watched the highlight over the past 15, 20 minutes when we were talking.
All our games this season, the XG against has been how many goals have been scored. And the XG for has been how many goals have been scored. There's no outliers. This is how Slot plays. How he plays. There's no massive glaring big chances. There's no one-on-ones that Ali has to pull off saves left, right, and Chelsea. Doesn't happen anymore. Doesn't happen anymore. Every game is how you look at it on the numbers. That's how Liverpool play now. Chelsea should have been 3 goals down in the first 12 minutes.
And you could have lost to Southampton as well. How are you saying Chelsea? You could have lost them. You were lucky to get that win.
Top of the table by 6 points with a game in hand.
By the way, you should have been 3-0 down to Newcastle in the first half. Do you agree?
Exactly, yeah. What are we doing it?
Oh. The XG didn't make sense.
Oh, the XG. The
XG thing.
This is why I'm
not going there. I'm not going there. Yeah. I want to go back to a couple points before we end the show because it's almost midnight for a lot of people. Can Arsenal recover, people? Or this is set pieces, corners, FC, whatever thing is actually true? Being serious. Because now we got you can, because we got a lot of Arsenal fans now are turning on Arteta in terms of Jessica Black. She said that maybe it's time for change. Troops is saying our players are going for corners, not to create chances. A lot of people now are seeing this.
All right. So
Ahmed, go ahead.
So before I get to the Arteta point, I think in terms of the actual the corner kicks and stuff, I always say that's a great weapon to have, especially when you're trying to win the title. It's always good to have a plan B. But the problem becomes when you rely upon plan B way too much. That's where the issue becomes for me. And it's specifically the last 2 games, I would argue, where it's become really apparent that you're relying upon it when you cannot get those open play goals. That's what I'm saying. So for me personally, you need to find a way to make it work. I think also the other issue you've got is that I think Arteta is very similar to Pep in the sense of like where he coaches these players for a system, and in doing so, it sometimes costs the player the ability to be the ability to be like have those moments of brilliance, right? So they lose that. That's like a byproduct whenever you're in a system, in my personal opinion. So you got to accept one thing for the other. But like again, Arteta, if he doesn't win the league this season, I said this before, on some level, you've just got to be like, guys, you've got to wrap it up, man. It's 3 years in a row. 3 years. It'll be like on a hat trick of seasons where this season in particular, it would probably be an even worse, because if we're being realistic, if Slot wins the title, yeah, he's been there only for 1 year. You've then also had Man City, yeah, who have essentially dropped off, right? And it's just yourselves. You just got yourselves just to push through. And listen, it's time to move on, man. I'll be real, it is time to move on from Arteta, but I don't know who you get.
I don't know. I'm not about like that Arteta moving thing. I don't know what happened to the guy. Wallahi, Dayo, I don't know what happened to the guy.
More scared.
Hold on.
Dayo, I want you to answer me. Why does Arteta some games look very good? Dayo, let me ask you the question then. Why does Arsenal look very fluid and good one game, and then other games, like for example, the Atalanta game, today's game, why some games look magnificent? PSG game look great. Why? Why does he change?
Well, that is something that he needs to answer as regards to why the team looks different every single time. I think that you can be a dynamic coach without changing consistently. But as regards to your question, again, can Arsenal recover? Was the question. Ahmed, I didn't hear the answer. Is it yes or no? If you say no, say the reason why they can't. You just basically talked about if we don't win, then then it's time to make a change.
Oh, if you ask if you guys can recover, it's a possibility. But if I was to say right now, I would say no. I think my issue is you're just too in your current state. You're too reliant upon one player, right? In my perspective, which is Saka, and the other guys are very impotent in attack. That's what it just comes down to, quite simply. Like Havertz is impotent in attack. Obviously your left hand side, Trossard, he's not doing the super sub stuff that he usually does. Martinelli's another one that's just looking like he's lost it. Who's the other guy that you got there? Gabriel Jesus. You know what I mean? That's he says it there himself. And Odegaard, maybe he can get something out of him in terms of goals and assists. But other than that, really, it's really the Saka you're relying upon quite a lot.
Where's the
big reason why he's failed is you've made a lot of poor signings. You haven't made any brilliant signings that have really kicked you on. Like Declan Rice was supposed to be it. He just isn't. Unfortunately.
No, why are we going against Declan Rice today? He wasn't the reason they lost today, or they didn't win.
Unfortunately, you play too defensive. You just play too defensive. You got 7 at the back.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
They weren't defensive today. They had everyone.
Listen to this. They asked.
I don't want to go into this.
He said you didn't make good signings, and then in the same breath talks about Declan Rice. Then says you play defensive when we actually didn't play defensive because you didn't watch the game. Like, here's my thing: if you're going to speak about something, at least
you rely on one guy all the time. You rely on one guy all the time. And I said this about Manchester City.
You rely on Mo Salah.
I'm not saying I told you so.
I did say. Without Salah, you lose Southampton.
Let me have a rebuttal. 75% of Liverpool's goals and assists this season.
One at a time.
Let me have a rebuttal. I've said this on previous shows.
You can sit here.
Manchester City lose Rodri.
Guys, we need one guy to talk.
Lose Odegaard. It's over. You rely on players too much.
Liverpool lose Mo Salah and it's over.
Okay, but rebuttal this, K-Mac. You rely on Mohamed Salah. Rebuttal this.
75% of
your goals. Yeah, so I can't give you the answer.
75% of your goals this season, Liverpool, has come from Mo Salah. If Mo Salah was removed from you this season, 75%.
How do you know that? He hasn't been removed from us.
Bro, but my point is,
he was last season.
But he has contributed 75% of your goals this season. Yes or no? Is that not reliant on one person? What do you mean it doesn't matter? Jesus, what are you saying? You're saying you rely on the guy to score 75% of your goals, but it doesn't matter. But then when another team relies on the player,
how much have you relied on Saka? How much have you relied on Saka?
Jesus Christ. If Saka was our reliant player, when Odegaard,
how many games did you win with Saka out the team?
Saka should have carried
Why
that.
are we fighting? I don't know.
Odegaard was the one who we relied on, and when he came back, we
saw Arsenal fighting every single day, man. What's going on, man? Relax.
Odegaard was out.
My answer is yes.
It is.
Yeah, but Mac, I'm just gonna tell you something, Mac. If you say Arsenal are not gonna recover. Arsenal are not going to recover. Guys, let me talk, please. Arsenal are not going to recover because they rely on Saka and Odegaard. But you rely on Mohamed Salah, so they do the same.
I didn't say Saka. He was talking about Salah. We lost Salah last season. What happened to us?
We're talking about this season. We're talking about, can Arsenal recover this season?
Okay, so I want you to answer this question, Mac. Do you think if you lose Mohamed Salah this season for a month or two, you will be able to keep the same form?
Yeah.
Okay, great. He answered the question, guys. Carlos, he answered the question.
Impossible. Because if a player contributes 75% of your goals and assists this season, and you're telling me that if you lose him, you're still gonna. Because how many goals has Diaz got? Diaz hasn't scored since what? August, September?
Would you want to know why?
Okay. Want to know why? How many goals has McAllister got in the Premier League?
So let him answer why then. Go ahead.
The defense. We don't concede many goals. The defense.
Okay.
So you're telling me, one second. You're telling me because Mo Salah got, what was it? Is it 2 assists and an assist? Assist and 2 goals. Mo Salah got 1 assist and 2 goals against Newcastle. Take him out, and you put who on the right? Who do you put on the right wing?
Newcastle was a bad game. Okay, if you want to keep on bringing one game up, you can.
No, I'm not bringing one game. I'm not bringing one game. If a guy is contributing 75% of your goal contributions in this season already, 75%, you take him out. Logically, another player you put in that right wing has to be on the same level as Mo Salah. Have you got someone on the same level as Mo Salah that can play on that right wing right now? No.
Yeah, we have.
Who do you have?
We've got. You can play Dominic Szoboszlai there. You can play Harvey Elliott.
So you're telling me Dominic Szoboszlai is able to have the same goal contributions as Mo Salah on the right wing?
Hang on. You're talking about removing a player completely. You've got to put a player in there.
No, I'm saying if you put Szoboszlai on that right wing, would he have the same impact as Salah has this season?
No, but then our manager just changes the way we play, and then we just use the other wing. We're using Mo Salah.
The other wing, Diaz hasn't scored a Premier League goal for months now. He hasn't contributed
since September, guys. Since September.
Since September, Diaz hasn't scored.
It's not going to Diaz as much. It's going to Salah because we know Salah can put it in the back of the net.
Salah has contributed 75% of your goals so far this season. What we're saying, right, K-Mac, nobody's trying to slap your team down.
What happened last season? I'm giving you an actual statistic.
Listen, the question.
What happened last season when Mo Salah was out for 2 months? Did we lose the game? Did we drop any points?
The question that
we didn't. Okay, there you go. Yeah, there you go.
You know what, K-Mac, if you're not going to listen to the question that Mo asked was
I'm literally giving you the only time it happens.
The question that Mo asked was, can Arsenal recover?
Palmer.
We didn't fall off.
He basically said that. We're not talking about last season. And then you said we're reliant on one player, right? And I said, okay, fine, we're reliant on one player. But you have a player on your squad that has contributed 75% of your goals and assists this season, and you're on top of the table. Which means if you remove that guy, just like Rodri was removed from City, just like when Odegaard was injured for Arsenal, there will be some level of drop. The question is, will you have the same bite as Liverpool when Salah is injured? No, you're not. You're not. This season, last season could be different. This season, he's contributed so far. Imagine he has not kicked the ball for you this season, which means that contribution that he has made so far right now, he would not have made it. You would not be up where you're at right now without him. You can't deny that fact. That's all we're talking about.
Yes. Do you know what the problem with Mac? Before I want to, guys, we have to end the show in about 2 minutes. I'm not going to keep you guys in forever. Mac, the problem is if you go back to last season, well, Arsenal fans can say our evidence is that last season we were amazing in the second half of the season. And Odegaard doesn't have a lot of injury record. So who says that Odegaard will get injured again? So we rely on Odegaard. He's going to stay fit. That is the problem. The thing about Arsenal that I think that's my answer for the people that want my answer, if anyone is interested in my take on this, is that the problem is that Arsenal now are under immense pressure and they're behind Liverpool, right? And I don't think that now with the fan as well, not behind the team, that is something that Arsenal have not experienced before. The media are not behind Arsenal. Arsenal fans themselves are not behind Arsenal, which is something that they haven't experienced before. Before we end the show, I want to get Dawood's take on this, and then we guys do the couple of super chats, and then we go. Can Arsenal recover, Dawood?
Can we recover enough to win the Premier League?
Yes, and that's the whole point of having Arsenal as a football club now. If you're telling me that Arsenal can recover to be second in 5 years in a manager, I think that by itself, by definition, is bad.
The problem is
it's bad by itself.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. The problem is that I think it'll take a miracle. It'll take a great transfer window in January, where from past history we have not been able to do. So people that still give us a chance, I'll still give us a chance, but it's minuscule. When I say it's done, and when I say we've got a 10% chance, that's us done. We're not winning the title. 10% is a miracle. 10% is Liverpool having the biggest collapse in Premier League history, where they go in a 4-game losing streak. You know, they somehow they don't manage to be able to win games in a row, and we go on a miraculous 15-game winning streak. That, for me, that's a 10% chance. So saying that in December is criminal. It's embarrassing. And
Liverpool don't have to lose games, don't they? They can just draw. They don't have to lose.
No, but
games.
they'll have to have the biggest collapse in Premier League history.
Why you're putting the dagger more? Why you're like?
No, but that's why I haven't enjoyed watching my team, because if we were top of the table and we were like Liverpool 6 points ahead, I'd want to watch entertaining football. I'd want to watch my team play good football. But now, because we're so far away from Liverpool, I just want my team to win games. Just to get points on the board and win games and go and win a streak. We can't even do that now. We can't even play poor and go and win a streak. So, this season, for me, I haven't given up.
You're written, don't. I don't think you should write it off until maybe February or something. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Blaze,
10% chance is
Mr. Numbers, I bet you know Jackson has better conversion rate than Salah so far. We can all be shameless, but hey, it is how you look at it on the numbers. That's fair enough. By the way, I can say today XG was higher, but I can say, I'm just going to give you an example of how you look at numbers before I move to the next super chat. I can say today Forster today had more saves than Sanchez, and I can tell you XG is higher. I can tell you big chances are higher. I can tell you Chelsea had more shots. It's which numbers you want to look at as well. Unless you want to tell me that Spurs outnumber Chelsea in every single metric, that didn't happen. So that means you got to watch the game. Blaze, you're right. It's how you look at the numbers. Liverpool coped without Salah last season. We dropped points and fell off for other reasons. I trust Slot to figure out the system if Salah had to miss a few. Fair enough, right? Fair enough. But Slot is new.
You have to give him a chance to find out.
You have to, yes. Same as Arsenal as well. But I'm yet to see that. And Slot is new. Yeah. Listen, people. This is a fantastic show. We're over 300 likes. Ahmed, the Bridge Nation is in the description. Thank you, Ahmed, for giving us the time. Appreciate you. Dawood as well. Dawood is in the description. Thank you, Dawood, for giving us the time. Surfer, always a pleasure to have you on. Mac, K-Mac channel is on the description as well. If you're a Liverpool fan.
Apologies for rattling the chat, because I know it has been rattled today.
He rattled the chat.
I was here for that reason.
He rattled him. He did. He rattled the chat.
I like this. I like that.
Chat, if I rattled you, I'm not apologizing. I'll rattle you when I come back again. Because you rattle me with your nonsense that you guys say. I'm not K-Mac. I'm not apologizing to nobody in the chat. Because when you guys start your nonsense talk behind your keypad, you say whatever you want to say. So me too. I have no shame. Do you hear me? No.
Banter on the pitch. Dayo, what a magnificent Texan, a neighbor here, right here next to me. Thank you, Dayo, for being here. Big up everybody that is here. Absolutely brilliant show. I didn't expect this show to be this fun, but this panel is absolutely hilarious and magnificent. Thank you guys for joining. This show is going to take you to the Rational League tomorrow morning with Dan, Nobbins, and Tom. Go and like the video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe if you're new. I will see you guys soon. We're out of here, people.
Peace.
Up the Reds.